When I first started running ads for brands, everything felt unpredictable. One week, the campaigns would crush and the returns just looked amazing. The next week, ad costs doubled, results tanked, and no one really knew why. We couldn't really figure it out. You've done everything by the book that the platforms tell you to. Why isn't it working? After a few too many nights of just guessing and stressing, I decided to simplify things. I needed some form of a strategy that I could control. I took what consistently worked, scrapped what didn't, and built a structure that I can use again, and that was the most important aspect of this. No matter the platform, the algorithm, something that will actually make growth predictable and help me to pinpoint exactly where the issues were. That structure is what I call now engine. And this is the engine to essentially your entire direct-to-consumer growth strategy, because this is your advertising system that will get you more eyeballs on the brand, therefore more conversions. It's the system I've used with direct-to-consumer brands doing anywhere between 10K to 100K per month. And it's the reason they've been able to scale calmly, profitably, and without guessing. There's a million ways you can do things. This is just something that's worked for me and my clients. And in this video, I'll walk you through how it works, how to build it, the entire thing, and why it completely changes how you approach acquisition and build this into your strategy. But the truth is that most founders and marketers are stuck in this vicious loop. You launch your ads, you get great results for a bit, and then you panic. When things drop or costs spike, you're like, shit, what is going on? What do I do? You get into this reactive state because you have so much pressure from your stakeholders. And if you're a founder running it yourself, you have this emotional baggage attached to it. So you typically start swapping out creatives too quickly, you start tweaking the targeting, you start firing agencies or interviewing to hire new ones, and nothing feels consistent. The problem isn't your product or your budget. The problem is having no structure. And that was my problem as well. When you don't have a foundation, every change feels like starting over. But once you install the right system underneath your ads, you stop reacting or overreacting. In this case, you start managing better, you start measuring the right things, and you know exactly how each part of your engine is actually working. And when performance drops, you know exactly what to fix, not what to guess. And that's what Engine does for me. I wanted to share it with you guys because I think it'll be super valuable for you. Let's break down what the system actually looks like, layer by layer. And if you have any questions, just jump into our school community or DM me on Instagram. The engine has 4 layers. Each supports the next. Together, they make your growth predictable and scalable. And it all starts with the part that drives everything else, your creative system. Everything starts with creative because creative moves people. It's the single biggest lever in 2025, and targeting is automated. Your bidding is automated, essentially. Every brand I work with runs 3 core creative types. These are the creative types I would run for my own brands as well, because I'm confident that these will help with conversions. The first thing that brands run are the short story-driven videos that make people feel something. It's emotive, it's really engaging. The second thing is your UGC style content that builds trust and ability. And the third thing are the statics, clean statics that reinforce product value and drive conversions. Each week, we essentially test 3 to 5 new creatives, and the losers get cut fast. Winners move up to scale campaigns. The goal isn't a one-hit viral ad. It's a repeatable testing rhythm that feeds your engine every single week. And that's what gives you control, especially on platforms like Meta, where creative diversity is what favors the algorithm. But even with great ads, you can fail. And if the message breaks after the first click, that's where the next layer comes. And the second system is your message to market system. And this layer is what happens after people make that click. Most brands typically send people straight to the product page or the home page, even worse. And that's when they lose them. They are just not educated enough, especially at the top of funnel when you're going after a cold audience. Cold traffic doesn't convert just because your ad was good. You have to bridge the gap between curiosity that they have all the way through to conviction. And that's where the pre-landers come. These are before your main selling landing page. These are short educational pages like advertorials, listicles, quizzes that warm people up. They tell a story and answer any objections before they either see a buy now button. When you do that, your conversion rates go up. And I've seen this across multiple brands that I'm working with at the moment. Your cost per acquisition goes down, and eventually your funnel becomes far more efficient without even touching your ad budget. Once that bridge is built, it's time to connect everything together and bring it home across multiple platforms that actually moves the needle. And this is where you connect your Meta and your Google ads, because 90% of brands that scale from 10K a month to 100K a month do it with this stack alone. You have your top of funnel where Meta creates the demand, it drives new user discovery and emotion, and Google's designed to capture that demand with high intent people actually searching for the product or solution that you might have. And it converts that intent and validates that trust. Together, they hit both sides of the growth equation. And I'll unpack this further. The first thing I want to start with is Meta. It's still the most powerful platform for growth when you structure it right. There's a lot of changes in Meta at the moment, but the fundamentals still remain the same. We are entering what I call the algorithmic era. All these micro ad sets and interest hacks pretty much dead. The only lever that matters right now is creative. And so I just want to share with you how I structure my meta campaigns in line with the right algorithm best practices. So step one, testing campaigns. You need this. It's typically a CBO campaign for me, and this is where I would test new creatives. So the cadence essentially looks like I launch 3 to 5 creatives every single week, all different hooks, visuals, tone. Budget stays typically small in this campaign, and then midweek I start to cull the losers. By Friday you would pick winners and take them to the scale campaign, and this is your advantage sales campaign. Once something's proven, it goes into this campaign, and this is meant to scale because it's one clean campaign that outperforms all the messy ad sets. And this is where 60 to 70% of your meta budget lives. The third campaign that I have is your retargeting. Beyond Advantage Plus and your cold traffic, I run 1 to 2 retargeting campaigns and then utilize things like dynamic product ads and ad overlays, things like bestsellers, low stock, buy 2, save 10%. It just makes it a bit more human than your typical dynamic product ads that follows people around. And essentially, what you're doing is you're turning your dynamic product ads by customizing it from reminders into actual closes. Once meta is humming, we use Google to complete the loop and capturing all that demand and converting it efficiently. This is my approach to Google. You want to look at Google as a demand capture and now also a new user acquisition channel, but predominantly it's your bottom of the funnel, right? This is where you can get a higher return on ad spend, more consistent sales. Once you get it right, it is a tough channel to break, but it's not just solely a bottom of funnel anymore. It's how you structure what kind of acquisition engine and how you want to leverage it. How I do it is I split campaigns into 2 buckets. The first bucket is your branded campaigns, and this campaign is to protect your name and to capture any hot buyers. These are people also that might have seen you on Meta or other channels. They'll go take out their phones, go straight into Google and search for your brand name just to see how credible you are, or if you're a scammy website. You're also capturing these guys, and you want to show up at the top spot and not rely on your SEO. The second bucket is your non-branded campaigns, and this is designed to find you new customers. And typical ad formats or campaigns on Google include Performance Max, which is designed to drive new user acquisition, your search campaigns, and also your demand gen and shopping campaigns. The key is keeping branded traffic out so you know what's actually driving your user acquisition. Inside Performance Max, typically people just create one asset group and chuck all the creatives in there, but you're not really helping Google and you're not giving it the right signal to actually go out there and find the right customers. What you want to do, you want to break it into 2 to 3 asset groups, or as many asset groups as you have as ad angles. And typically what I categorize it into is the hero products live in one asset group, your categories are broken up into different asset groups, and then all your promos live in a separate asset group. The other thing you need to make sure is to match the search intent. Your branded queries can go straight to the product pages because these are your hottest and warmest prospects, and they probably just need to see what the details are on the products. The product page will be well designed for that, some social proof, and chances are they will convert higher. But your non-branded guys, these are your colder traffic or even newer, warmer traffic. These need to go to your pre-landers that I spoke about, your advertorials or quizzes, something that warms them up a little bit. The third thing that you can utilize is if there's a proven creative on Meta, I typically repurpose it on YouTube to create that extra level of authority, trust, and consistency. And this synergy helps your overall flywheel and your media structure is robust. And that's how you consistently drive traffic and you convert the right traffic. Essentially, Meta will create the demand, Google will create and capture the demand, and over time, both channels work together to compound it. But even the best structure falls apart if you don't have the right optimization loop. What I do is every Monday, you would typically launch new creatives on Meta. You would review ad angles on Google, see what's working, what's not. I typically add new ad angles on Google as well, on Google search, because it's really easy to create new ads. On Wednesday, look at all the losing creatives, which ones are working, which ones aren't. And by Friday, you make a decision. You review the cost per acquisition, you review the media efficiency ratio, look at your top hooks and your audience, what are they responding to, your conversion rates. Basically take all the data and make a decision. What is something that you need to go deeper in or potentially create new pre-landers for? Then you feed new insights back into the system. And this weekly rhythm keeps your ads alive, your funnel optimized, and your results actually compound over time. And that's how you achieve that compounding effect. And when this clicks, scaling stops feeling like gambling. It's very methodical, as you can see, and that's how I like to think about this media structure. It starts to feel like you're actually managing your strategy rather than reacting to it and finding quick hacks to fix it. If your ads feel unpredictable right now, you can probably start here. This is the engine, this is the foundation that has worked every single time for me, and then you build on that. You build your engine first before you start dreaming about scaling, because if your strategy has gaps in it, you're not going to scale scale sustainably, and your acquisition cost is going to go off the roof, your conversion rates are not going to be as good, and it's going to just stress you out even more. Once it's running, everything compounds. Creative testing gets simple, results get consistent, and growth starts to feel calm again. If you want the full framework, join my free community assembly. I've just created it, and this is where all the founders are jumping into. That's where we open and have discussions around the entire advertising strategy, your conversion rate strategy. Anything new that I share goes into this community. Or if you're on Instagram, DM me the word engine and I'll send you the playbook straight away. And the next video of this 4-part series, we'll talk about what happens after people click and how to rebuild your landing pages and those pre-landers that I spoke about earlier on. These are the checkout systems that your traffic will actually resonate with, which will drive them towards conversion. All right, legends, thanks for your time, and I'll see you again.